Nancy, I'm not your mother. Your dad had an affair with another woman. She didn't want you, so I took you in. Nobody knows about this. I decided it was best to keep it even from you. I wanted to bring you up as my own child. Maybe I was wrong in keeping it from you. Nancy, will you say something?
What do you want me to say? Oh, Mommy dear, how could you?
You're even more unfeeling than I imagined.
Yeah, smarter, too. I knew all along.
I don't believe you.
Daddy got drunk on my 16th birthday and told me everything. What a birthday present.
He would have said something to me if he told you.
Yeah, maybe he forgot.
You're lying.
Elaine Hellinger. She was a hostess at the Franklin Lodge Inn. And according to Daddy, she had the deepest blue-green eyes that you've ever seen. I'm sorry I can't just throw myself into your lap and forgive you, Mother, but it's much too late for that. Now you know why I never trusted you.
You might have told me you knew.
Mother, that's the only ace that life's ever dealt me. That and one other thing. What I know about Terry. Because you see, Mother, you're not my natural mother, but you're also not Terry's either.
That is a lie.
You want to prove it?
That's absurd.
You can't prove it, can you?
You're insane.
Quite the contrary, Mother. All I have to do is tell Terry about it, and it's quite believable that she's illegitimate, too. Want to see who goes to the wedding now?
Thank you. Yes, it is special. It was his grandmother's. Oh, Miss Wilson, your next appointment with Ben. I mean, Dr. Martin. Oh, why, yes. Yes, I am. Yes, it is wonderful. Just like Ben. Nancy, I didn't hear you come down the stairs.
Yeah.
I was just daydreaming. You like?
Well, what a piece of the rock. Quite an investment, eh?
It belonged to his grandmother.
Yes, I heard your soliloquy as I entered the theater. Quite a catch, eh? It's hard to get a prime cut these days, let alone an eligible doctor. But when you're going for the big money, well, it's nice to have a little upfront security. Know what I mean?
Money is not the object, Nancy, and it never was, so why don't we just change the subject, okay?
Okay, fine. Well, it's your special day. Why don't you just enjoy?
Okay?
I will. I was thinking we ought to have a nice little aunt-to-niece, woman-to-woman session.
Session?
Yes, featuring a world-renowned consultant on the affairs of love and marriage. Well, maybe just marriage. Yours truly.
You?
Yes. Now, remember, what you don't know won't hurt you, but what you suspect might. You got to keep the laws of probability in full swing.
The laws of probability.
Yeah, now, if he's out more than 3 nights too late, you can bet he's spending a little of that medical fee examining some former patient. So what do? Go out, have a good time, get yourself fixed up, go to a movie, go visit a girlfriend. But don't be staying home moping, keeping his dinner warm. You do that and he's sure to dump you.
Nancy, I don't think so.
Believe me, Laurie, I know about these things. My first husband, I trusted him implicitly. I waited on him hand and foot. At least by the time the second one came along, I caught on halfway through. That's why I'm telling you these things. Listen, I know you've had such a sheltered life. I mean, the way Terry and Scott have raised you two, I'm just amazed that Peter has turned out as well as he has.
Nancy, I don't think that Peter has anything to do-
Sweetheart, if I have had problems understanding men with all of my experience, then you're going to need all the help I can give you.
Nancy, I appreciate your concern, but I don't think the issue here is how much you know, as it is who you know. Now, I believe that the Lord has brought Ben and I together.
My dear, we're not talking about God. We're talking about marriage and men, remember? Now, I've been married twice, and I've never met a man that could be trusted.
My mother and Dad get along very well.
Oh, well, that's debatable, I'm sure. But nevertheless, my original point was you got to look after yourself. You got to take care of your own things. Don't be doing things for your husband that he can do for himself. And worry about your security. But by the looks of your husband's career there, that shouldn't be too much of a problem.
You make it sound like a 5-year contract instead of a lifetime commitment.
Exactly. Look at it this way. Even if Ben turns out to be a lousy husband, at least you'll never have to worry about Medicare, right?
Right there?
Ah, yeah, right there. Are you sure you're not trying to twist my arm and giving you free legal service?
Have you been feeling numbness in this right arm?
Only when I pay my rent.
And has the stiffness persisted?
Well, yeah, that's why I've come over. I wouldn't have come over if it didn't hurt.
Well,
What are you saying?
you may have a problem with your right arm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's nothing that couldn't be taken care of right away, is it? What are you saying? Look, be honest with me. What are you saying?
Well, if you let all extra physical activity go for the next 2 days or so,
Sure, anything.
I think I'll have to get another patient to help me pay my rent. Unless, of course, you develop another case of tennis elbow on the courts this weekend.
You're a real comedian, you know that? You know, I thought you were serious. You had me going there.
Well, about the elbow, it'll be fine. But I wasn't kidding about the rent. Which brings to mind a certain agreement.
Look, Ben, you were at the meeting, too. I mean, we both know that Carpenter doesn't want anything less than your immediate eviction from the premises. And I don't have to tell you that if this thing goes to court, it could go on for months.
Well, the 6-month advance rent that I paid to Carpenter, I mean, couldn't that help me put things into my favor?
Oh, no doubt about it. It's change of ownership that he's going to hit us with, though. Probably receive another eviction notice in the mail.
Well, is there anything we can do in the meantime?
Nope. I think we've done everything we could. From here on in, it's going to be a waiting game.
Hey, Russ, what'd you forget this time?
Surprise! I saw Russ on campus and knew he wouldn't be home,
Yeah.
so I thought I'd drop by. Oh, I've been thinking about you, wondering how you're doing. I hope
Okay.
you don't mind.
Mind? Get in here, you gotta be kidding.
That's not your breakfast, is it?
You're worrying already. Actually, I've been feeling a little out of it lately, but too many fast food dinners. So how's the bride-to-be? Huh? Has Dr. Ben prescribed anything pretty good lately? What? Oh, Laura, that's beautiful. Did he get down on a knee and ask for your hand in marriage? You're kidding. You're not kidding? Oh, Laura, he must really love you. And he should.
Oh, Becky, I've been blessed with more than most people ever have. Great friends. Friends that love you forever, no matter what. Becky, I want to ask you something. And I want your answer only on the basis of our friendship together. Okay?
Shoot.
We've been through a lot together, Becky. Since that first time we met as...
You remember that?
as freshmen till now.
I know.
Becky, I want you to share in the happiest moment of my life. I want you to be the maid of honor in my wedding.
Really? I'd love to be in your wedding.
Becky.
Wait. It's a little much for my stomach right now. Come on. Have you got the dresses picked out?
Oh, yes. Wait till you see them. You're going to look like you stepped right out of a bride's magazine. Becky, are you sure you feel okay? You don't look well.
It's just that flu going around. Wait a minute.
So, what about you and Russ?
Oh, we're doing fine. Yeah.
No, I mean, when are you two going to tie the knot?
Oh, well, we don't have a date yet or anything like that. I mean, it's kind of in the embryonic stage, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't worry, you'll be the first to know.
Okay. Well, I'll be getting in touch with all the details about the wedding rehearsals and everything.
Okay, great. And Laura, stop by anytime, okay? It's so good to see you.
Oh, it's really good to see you, too. Oh. And listen, you better take care of that bug or I'm coming back with my special recipe for chicken soup.
Up, I'll do it. I'll take care of it. I wouldn't wish your recipe of chicken soup on anybody.
Becky, I don't want you sick at the wedding. Now, no more flu, all right?
All right. Bye-bye. Chicken soup.
Still at it?
Liz, hi.
You know, you've been doing that for 3 hours?
Really, there's nothing like spending all day with the budget. You know how time flies when you're having fun.
Oh, don't give me that. Those bills are a pain. How about a break?
No, I really want to finish this. Okay. Let's sit on the couch. Want some coffee?
Oh, no way.
What?
No way. If you want some coffee, we'll get up and get it together. But right now, the coffee will have to take a back seat to you.
That's good to know. I'd hate to think I got stood up for a cup of coffee.
Not anymore.
You know, I wish I would have started on those ideas years ago.
What do you mean, the budget?
I've been looking over our assets and our liabilities, and I've come to one big conclusion.
Which is?
I need to get a job. And fast.
Do you have any idea what kind of job you want?
No, not really. It isn't that I haven't been trying. See, I called some professional agencies, and I told them about my past experience and what I was looking for.
Well, then you can't do anything else right now.
No. You know, I've got a confession to make. I have this feeling that what happened to me in the hospital, there's more to it than what we see. See, I think the Lord has something special for me. I don't know what it is. It could be sales again, or it could be something entirely different. But whatever it is, it's for me. And me alone.
Yes?
Mr. Davidson is here.
I've been expecting him. Send him in. Come on in, Mr. Davidson. Please sit down, have a seat. I hate to say this, but most of the people that pass through this office either look the picture of perfect health or they're suffering from such rare diseases as ingrown toenails or stiff necks.
Ben, this isn't exactly a professional call. As a matter of fact, it's strictly personal. So, I'll get right to the point. You're going to be marrying the only daughter that God has blessed me with. She's a very special young lady with a lot of untapped resources. And I think it's important, before you and Lori talk about any further plans, that you and I understand each other.
I wouldn't give her up easily either, Mr. Davidson.
There's going to be a period of adjustment for both of you, and the less strain you put on each other, the better, especially at the beginning.
Well, despite my landlord's intention to evict me from Hollister Square, one of my chief reasons for investing my money was that I knew a married doctor would have to have a stable practice of his own if he was going to provide for 2.
Or 3.
Lori and I have talked about the possibility of having children. We both think it's healthy to wait. I mean, after all, we haven't had what you'd call a normal courtship or engagement period. And I believe children need to have parents who will work together for the good of the whole family.
How do you feel about Laurie's career? You know, she's very dedicated herself.
Yes, I know she is.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I've never seen anyone so dedicated to their studies. And I'm convinced that the pressures Laurie has had to deal with, the trial, and then the accident, and her relationship with Russ, will only help her in dealing with the future.
Still, finances are always a lot tighter than we expect them to be the first few months. I suppose Laurie is considering working full-time?
Well, that may be true, Mr. Davidson. But I've seen too many students who said they were just taking a year off and then never returned to school. I mean, I thought Laurie and I had that all settled. Has she said something
Laurie
to you?
is very devoted to you, Ben, and she may not want to develop that much. Now, if you consider a very talented young lady a threat to...
Mr. Davidson, I wouldn't have asked her to marry me if I considered her a threat to my male ego. I mean, she's not the type of girl who would be happy unless she could explore all the possibilities available to her.
Then why did she decide to get married in the middle of her college career?
Sir, with all due respect, I think you've forgotten that Laurie and I love each other, and love isn't always something you can plan for. If it's right, two people can find a way to make reaching their goals easier, not more obscure. And I believe, with the Lord's help, we can reach our goal, both of us.
Well, you can relax, son. I just wanted to make sure that my future son-in-law had my daughter's best interests in mind. Furthermore, I'm very impressed with the fact that you and Laurie have talked a lot about these things already. It's a good beginning.
Well, I hope Laurie and I will always talk things over.
There is a little bit of advice that I'd like to give you. I'd like to have you listen to, and then I'm finished. Don't ever think that marriage is a 50-50 proposition. It isn't. It's more 40-60, maybe even 30-70.
Well, I'm sorry. I think I need some explanation on that one.
I don't doubt the fact that you and Laurie love each other. But there are going to be some times that, no matter how you feel, you're going to be required to give more than you expected. Now, maybe some days Laurie is only giving 30%. You're going to have to give 70%.
That sounds like a piece of good advice. And it's something I've seen my own folks do. But I've never quite thought of it that way.
Well, this wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be, thanks to you.
Well, maybe it was easy because we both love her a great deal.
Yeah.
Did you get down on a knee and ask for your hand in marriage? You're kidding. You're not kidding? Oh, Laurie must really love you.
What about you and Russ?
Oh, we're doing fine. Yeah.
No, I mean, when are you two going to tie the knot?
Oh, well, we don't have a date yet or anything like that. I mean, it's kind of in the limbionic stage, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't worry, you'll be the first to know. Only thing tied to me is an umbilical cord. Maybe it'd be better just... Come on, Hewitt. This is the real world. It's not exactly what you expected, but... it's nothing like what you expected. But life goes on, you know. Life goes on.
Is the lady of her house at home? I'd like to check your meter.
Come on in.
You know what I mean? I had an hour between biochem and anatomy, and I thought you might like some company and some lunch.
You're too good to me, Weaver. Thanks.
Becky, you sure you're all right?
It's just the flu, I told you. I get it every fall. Ask Laura. See, there's these teeny-weeny little insects, and they crawl around looking for funny redheads with sensitive sinuses.
Only in the fall?
Only in the fall.
And what about the rest of the year?
Then they go after balding professors whose biochemical makeup counteract the impurities gathered from my species. What'd you get me?
Oh, come on, Becky. You kidding me now? Becky, you better eat your lunch before it gets real cold and promise me that you will go see a doctor. All right?
Okay.
Promise.
I said okay.
Okay. Good. Let me get something cold to drink, like some juice. We got any in the house?
I don't know.
You want some?
No.
We do have some. What you been doing all day?
Nothing much. Oh, Lori talked to me today.
Oh, Miss Bernadette.
Russ, don't be that way.
Yeah. Let's not talk about her, okay?
She asked me to be her maid of honor at her wedding. Russ, I want you to go with me.
You want me to what?
Come on, please.
Becky,
Please.
you want me to go to Lori's wedding? And watch her marry that... You really don't understand, do you?
Russ, listen to me.
She
I'm not
dumped
doing
me.
this because...
She went out behind my back and dumped me for some low-profile jerk of a doctor, and you want me to go to their wedding? Terrific.
Okay, fine. You tell me your side of the story and your versions, and you make me feel guilty. Well, I'll tell you something, Russ. I'm not doing this to hurt you. I'm asking you to do this for me as a favor. I want to go.
Goody. Now she's starting to sound like Lori, too.